Hello everybody, this is Intrepid83 and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy X HD. And I forgot to do that last episode, so... Alright, let's start climbing. There's actually a couple of things I want to mention on our way up. First of all, you may have gotten the impression at some point about MP usage. We're going to need quite a bit of it at some point, and here we are. Chances are you're going to be using a lot of Lulu's MP going up here. We should be okay with the 518 we have here, but just in case it isn't enough, don't be afraid to use any yet. Don't be afraid to use others. Just use them as you need. I'd say probably if you drop if Lulu drops below, say, like 50 MP or something like that, then feel free to use one. Don't bother using a turbo weather. You shouldn't need that much. Yeah, so don't be afraid to use others as you need them, kind of thing. Also, as far as overdrives go, I want to make sure I have both Riku and Tidus's overdrives charged by the time we reach the next save sphere. And for those that would like to decide to go ahead of, or beyond that save sphere, before you see me do that, 3 things. Have Riku mix... Where is it? I suppose I should sort here. You want to mix 2 Wings to Discovery. You want to go into the battle with Tidus, Riku, and Waka. Have Riku mix 2 Wings to Discovery so that it applies to Tidus, Riku, and Waka. Next up, you want to bring in Yuna, Orin, Kimari, and Lulu to defend for their turns. And then bring Riku, Tidus, and Waka back in to attack until it's dead. So, that's probably the easiest way to deal with that situation. So, yeah, just thought I'd mention that. Because this is going to be a long journey, so, yeah. Alright. Probably won't make it into one video, is what I'm saying. Anyways. Alright, so we head up here, we get a chest with 20,000 gil. Nice. And then up here...
Summoner Yuna!
What is it this time?
Thank you. Thank you for that. Alright. Up here, hidden in the corner, is a chest with 2 mega potions. Oh yeah, on the note of that strategy, if you will, maybe worthwhile to use Tidus to cast Heiska on Riku, Tidus, and Waka as well, just to speed things up, so yeah. Alright, so... in any case, we've got 2 new enemies here. We've got the... oh, no, sorry, we've only got 1 new enemy. We ran into this guy in the Cavern of the Stolen Faith. And yeah, so basically you could probably expect to run into a few enemies up here that were down there as well, so just heads up there. However, the grenades are indeed new. They are 75. They have 7,500 hit points. You need to do 5,384 damage to overkill. Expect your magical attacks to do less than half their normal damage. Absorb fire, weak to ice, immune to sleep, zombie, threaten, and eject attacks. 95% resistant to silence and darkness, 50% resistant to petrification and death, and 25 resistant to poison. And you can steal 2 to 3 fire gems from them. Alright, so let's start redo steel. And let's bring in Waka to take care of the imp. And Titus attack this thing. And I'll bring in Orin to finish it off.
I foresee no difficulty.
Yeah, alright. And then bring in, I guess... bring in Kamari. And then Lulu.
So, how shall we do this?
Bring in Yuna to heal that up. And then just go to town and finish it off. Alright, let's see if Titus can crit it. No? Okay. Just have Orin finish it off then.
Enough.
But yeah, I do have another strategy I intend to use for that situation up at the top, but that strategy I just gave you, it will see you through probably with the least amount of trouble. So, yeah. My way is a bit more masochistic. Alright. Right into the exact same battle. Alright. Oh, what's this? And we get 3 more new enemies. One of these we could have run into as well, into the Cavern of the Stolen Faith. That is the Nidhogg here. Alright, so we got Bandersnatch as well, and we got a mech leader. Alright, let's start with the Nidhogg, why not? The Nidhogg has 2,000 hit points. You need to do 3,000 damage to overkill it. It is highly resistant to magical attacks. Expect those to do about 25% of their normal damage. Strong to fire, weak to ice, 20% resistant to sleep, silence, and darkness, and you can steal high potions or a gold hourglass as the rare steal. For the Bandersnatch, it has 1,800 hit points. You need to do 2,700 damage to overkill, highly resistant to magic attacks, weak to fire, 20% resistant to sleep, silence, and darkness, and you can steal 2 to 3 dream powders from it. And obviously this is going to be an enemy that we go after with Titus, so yeah. And then finally we've got the mech leader here. This one's a little bit interesting. 3,700 hit points, 5,550 damage to overkill. It is very slightly resistant to physical and magical attacks. So slightly that you probably won't see much difference, but it is there, so just a heads up, just in case you can't overkill them. As far as overkilling goes with the enemies up here, chances are you probably won't be able to kill a good portion of them. At least I know I won't. But that's not going to stop me from trying anyway. So yeah. Anyways, and so it's weak to thunder, immune to sleep, poison, zombie, threaten, and death, and 20% resistant to silence and darkness. And you can steal 2 grenades or 2 frag grenades from it as the rare steal. I can't remember exactly what the difference between a regular grenade and a frag grenade is, but it is pretty special, so I'd probably have to look that up at some point, but yeah. So they are a fairly decent item to get from them, so yeah. Alright, also, the one interesting thing about the mech leader here is that it's got a physical attack, but it also has a magical attack, if you will. It's not really magical, but it is magic-based damage, and it's thunder elemental, so just a heads up there. And it can do, if you have no protection against it, expect it to do about 1,000 damage to anybody that it attacks, except for maybe Kamari since he's got the red armlet on. So yeah, just a heads up there. All right, so Riku's up first, so let's have her steal. As we get a high potion, why not? Let's bring in Waka. And then Titus to take care of the Bandersnatch. And then bring in Orin to take care of the Nidhogg. This thing does have a fire breath that can do quite a bit of damage as well, so yeah, just like most of the Drake Brethren, if you will. You kind of want to take that thing out as quickly as you can. And yeah, and then I guess Kimari and Lulu. Or I guess Kimari, Yuna, and Lulu. So we'll have Lulu finish it off. And somebody's probably going to need to be healed after that. There we go, and bring in Lulu to hit it with Thundaga. Oh yeah, and also with the mech you can steal from it as well to dismantle it and not worry about it. But, you know, still want to get the overkills when we can get them. There will come a time when it'll become obsolete. It will become a moot point to overkill them, but not yet. Alright, and let's get everybody back in order. Let's see what this is. Looks like a monument of some sort.
These mark the graves of summoners and guardians who failed.
Why do I feel like we're going to be seeing a lot of these going up here? But oh. If you have anything to say about it, it won't be ours. Or rather, we won't be lighting fires of our own.
Give me strength.
As Gollum put it, or Smeagol. Alright, so here we go. We got the mech leader again, but the mech defender. 8,700 hit points, 5,384 damage to overkill. It is slightly resistant to physical and magical attacks. It is more resistant than the mech leader is, but again, it's fairly slight. More so in the physical attack department than the magical attack department, so yeah. Magical attacks, pretty much the way to go. Weak to thunder, immune to sleep, poison, zombie, threaten, and death, and 20% resistant to silence and darkness. And if you steal from them, you can obviously dismantle them, and also get 2 to 3 Albed potions from them. So, needless to say, Riku's not going to be doing anything in this battle. Let's have Tidus attack. Let's bring in Lulu to start working on the mechs. Let's take out the mech leader first, because of that thunder attack that it has. And then, I guess, Waka. And then Orin to hit the other one. Ooh, do we want to... It's about twice as resistant as the mech leader is to thunder. I'm not sure if Lulu will have what it takes to take it out. But, you know what, let's have Orin defend, or not defend, guard, just in case. And let's have unit cast protect on him. Why not? Just for some added insurance. So yeah, they can do quite a bit of damage. Let's finish that one off. Let's leave Orin in here. Alright, so Tidus, Riku just defended. Do we have Waka attack? No. Let's have him attack anyway, just in case. And I guess... yeah, let's bring in Kimari, have him hit it with the, his Thundara. And let's bring in somebody that we know it's going to be in the front line at some point, so yeah, let's finish it off. Nice Mega Phoenixes. Alright, let's keep going. If we have anything to say it, none of these monuments are ever going to mark our graves.
Riku, think later!
Okay, okay!
Alrighty, and here's another new enemy, the Grat. Regret has 4,000 hit points. You need to do 6,000 damage to overkill, so chances are we are not going to be overkilling this thing. Mainly because it's got a... expect your physical and magical attacks to do about 75% of their normal damage. 75 to 80% of the normal damage, so yeah. Probably not going to be able to overkill them. Unless you crit, obviously. Weak to fire, immune to water, immune to darkness, slow and zombie, and delay attacks. What else we got? 80% resistant to sleep, 25% resistant to poison and petrification, 50% resistant to death, and 20% resistant to silence. So yeah, got a lot going on there. You can steal 4 antidotes or 3 remedies from it as the rare steal, and that is about it. So, alright, let's Riku steal. Go after the fire gems. Those things are weak to fire, right? Yeah, okay, so let's bring in Lulu, I guess. I doubt she'll be able to overkill it, but she should be able to one-shot it. And I guess bring in Orin, I guess.
So be it.
Actually, you know what? Let's bring in Waka. And then Orin to finish off the grenade. Before it gets its turn. There we go. And who else has? So Kimari hasn't gone yet. Let's defend. And Yuna has not gone yet either. Nobody needs to be healed. Though it might be a better idea just to defend here and wait for the attack. Alright. I will heal him up after, or outside of battle. Oh no! Forgot to give Tidus his turn. Alright, let's do that. We are getting, even though we aren't able to overkill everything going up here, we are getting to the point where, like I said, it's not really that important anymore. It's just still something that's nice to keep up, kind of thing. So, yeah. Alright, let's keep going. Oh, what's up here? It's kind of windy out here. Maybe we get some... Oh, there's a sphere here. And I forgot to give Yuna a turn in that battle. Yeesh. Really falling down on the job here. Let's try not to do that too much. I haven't seen one of these in a long time. Let's take a look.
Hello, Yuna. I hope you are well. I wonder how old you are now that you're watching this sphere. You must be very beautiful, like your mother. I wish I could see you. Oh, by the way, Jecht and Orin send their regards. So far, our journey has been very entertaining. Of course, it is a hard journey, but I have no regrets. It is the path I have chosen. Yuna, when you have grown, you will have to find your own path. Do what you must do the way you want to do it. Doors will always open themselves to those who do. Listen close, Yuna. Your future is yours to make. Live the way you want to. Whatever way that may be, you have your father's full support. Yuna, I will always be with you.
And Orin has learned Overdrive Tornado, his 4th and final Overdrive. Let's take a look. Damages all enemies. I believe this... It actually hits twice. And you can... It's definitely the most powerful Overdrive he has. It's also a little tricky to get down because you only have a 3-second timer in order to complete the button presses on it, so heads up there. It's pretty neat if you do successfully do it though, so yeah. Alright. Let's keep going. And I did use Tidus's Overdrive in the previous battle, before that one. Alright. Oh, another one. And I believe this is the last enemy we need to demonstrate on screen. Alright. We have Bashura. 17,000 hit points. You need to do 6,972 damage to overkill it. It is slightly resistant to physical attacks. It's actually kind of a... what would that be? That'd probably be what, about... expect your physical... about a 20% resistance, I guess. Not resistant to magic at all, so that's probably going to be the way to go. Weak to fire. Immune to death and power break, 95% resistant to darkness, 80% resistant to sleep, 50% resistant to petrification, 25% resistant to poison and zombie, and 20% resistant to threaten. And you can steal 1 to 2 soul springs from them. Can't remember exactly what those do. I think they might actually, actually, I genuinely can't remember. It's alright, so let's take care of that right now and steal one and see what happens. See what they do. Alright, so let's have Tidus attack. Like its other Wendigo type brethren, don't attack it when its dukes are up. So yeah, this thing has another ability as well, which can be quite a pain, literally. So yeah, anyways, let's bring in Lulu to one-shot one of the Grats. And I figured that the Grats are actually probably one of the best enemies to charge Tidus's Overdrive on, just because, well, nobody's good. Unless it's a crit, nobody's going to be able to overkill it, so... Bring Kimari in, have Tidus finish it off, and we get another 20% added to his Overdrive gauge, so yeah. Ow. Alright, let's bring in Yuna. It didn't even use the ability I was mentioning too. Which does what you think it does. It increases its attack strength, I believe. So yeah. Alright, I guess Waka and Orin are the only ones that haven't attacked yet. Let's take care of that.
I foresee no difficulty.
Alright, Tidus probably won't be able to finish it off, but just in case he crits. No. Even a crit wouldn't have done it. Alright, let's finish it off with Lulu then. There we go. Almost 7,000 damage you gotta do to overkill that thing. Yeesh. But we did it. Alright. Oops.
Summoners that die up here aren't sent to the far plane.
Why not?
Who would send them? They die alone.
So that means...
Many have become fiends, and they may want Yuna's company.
well, Yuna will be fine.
You're right.
Is it just me, or does Lulu seem a bit more nervous? More nervous than usual. So I can't say I blame her. So anyways, let's keep going. Head up here. And after all that talk about these Soul Spring, I forgot to check to see what it does. Let's see. Where is it? Soul Spring absorbs HP and MP from an enemy. Oh, okay, cool. What about customizations? Armors. Okay, so HP plus 10%. Alright, good to know. What about anything for... I'm probably going to say probably not for weapons, but just to look. No. Alright. Good to know. And we get a defending bracer. Obviously this is for Orin, and it has stone-proof and poison-proof on it. Obviously the most important one of those is stone-proof, so huzzah for that. So, yeah. Alright. Suppose I want to do this before I take another step, just in case I regret it for not doing that. Alright. What are you doing here?
Greetings, Lady Yuna. My name is Wands.
We have met several times before, right?
Not running today?
I have to carry on my brother's business. You've met him, I think. Owaka the 23rd, merchant extraordinaire.
Wait, you're that guy's brother?
My brother wanted to come help Lady Yuna, but the temple imprisoned him for helping traitors.
They imprisoned him because of us?
He doesn't regret it, though. In fact, he told me, before they took him, "Don't worry about me, just go help Lady Yuna."
But why would your brother do this for us?
Well, hey, this isn't the time for talking. There's dealing to be done. Welcome to Owaka's.
Alrighty, so I guess he's taking on Owaka's duties for his business. As you can see, he's got some pretty expensive stuff here. It's expensive for a good reason as well, so yeah, just take a look through here and see what he's got. That magic booster ability is quite useful. What it does, it basically boosts all of your magic's damage output by 50%, but it doubles the MP cost, so yeah. Sounds like it wouldn't be worth it, but in one specific situation, it is, so yeah. A nice weapon there for Kamari. Unfortunately, he's not of the physical damage dealing type. I've already got one of those. And there's a weapon with the alchemy ability already on it for Riku, but again, we'll be customizing that ourselves later. And a few other things here as well. And you can actually buy a zombie ward armor here as well, so yeah. And then you got a couple extra slots you can use as well. I thought about getting this, but it's like, I tried to think of anything extra I'd want to put in there, and it's really... You can buy it if you want, if you like, 'cause it's only just under 23,000 gil. So yeah, we've already bought Yojimbo, and well, yeah. Anyways, and the haste charge here has SOS haste. Basically, as soon as you drop below half HP, you become hasted. So yeah. Anyways, let's sell some stuff here while we're still here. And believe it or not, I found a spot in my notes that we have a use for this for. So huzzah for the lightning steel! Finally, probably going to be getting to see the light of day in battle. All right. Suppose I could have probably just scrolled right to the bottom, but so let's these. So the Avenger, Raging Cactuar, and we'll hold on to that. The Defending Bracer. Alright, there we go.
I will be sure to keep your brother in my prayers.
He's doing the same for you, Lady Una.
Thanks.